Hello everyone. In today's Finance in 3 Minute series, I'll explain why US debt breached $30 trillion. What's next? So, why did US debt breach $30 trillion? As we all know, since the Wuhan virus outbreak in 2019, each and every country has been going leisure on its free money system, wherein billions, if not trillions of dollars were flushed into the economy. At initial stages of the pandemic, US President Mr. Trump released one of the largest funding bills in the history of country and the world. The bill amounted to mammoth $2 trillion. And then, a year and a half later, the now Mr. President Biden released another tranche of $1.7 trillion debt in the name of social spending. All this with earlier debts cumulatively has now resulted in US total debt of over $30 trillion. Why so much debt? One takes debt when his or her income is insufficient to meet all the expenditures. Similarly, a country takes on debt when its revenue via taxes and such is less than what nation earns. We call it budget deficit. Since 2001, US had a budget deficit, meaning they are consuming more than producing, and in order to keep up with consumption, they raise more debts. So here we are in 2022 with over $30 trillion in debts, no sign of slowing down and no visible solution to cut down the accumulated debts. What's next for US and the rest of us? In case of US, it's not the issue with debt, as it's always boosted around saying the US has never defaulted on its debt. Or is it? Remember, anyone who goes default on loan first goes default on its interest payment, and we judge one's ability to service the debt by their capability to pay off interest payments from time to time. In this case, US never defaulted and it may never do. Suppose US default on its loan, their ability to borrow further money in future will deem to be much more costly. For example, Pakistan, a country on verge of selling out, raised loans by paying 7.95% interest rates, its highest in nation's history. Who owns the US debt? US public investors holds the largest chunk of US debt at about $22.3 trillion. This includes US banks, federal, state and local governments, mutual funds, pension funds, insurance companies, etc. Outside the US, both Japan and China hold $1 trillion each in US debt, and United Kingdom, Ireland and Luxembourg put together to hold an additional $1 trillion in US debt. India's exposure to US debt is over $220 billion US dollars. That's all about US debt in under 3 minutes. Thank you for watching.